everyone. Excuse me. Today we're working on a 95 Honda Civic. Got 168,000 some odd miles on it. And a complaint was, makes a funny noise while driving and turning. And I already did the other side, and I got a little bit of footage from it. What I found was on the other side, the CV shaft, both boots were ripped really bad. CV was completely worn out. And most of the video from that side came out pretty crappy, so I'll try to do a little better job on this side, showing you what all needs done, how to do it, so forth and so on. So let me get everything situated and ready, and we'll jump right into it. Alright, first thing you want to do here is take this nut off that holds the CV shaft in. Alright, see that dimple right there? It's lined up with that key slot. So what you want to do is pry it up the best you can, get a chisel in there, bent pry bar or something, stick it in there, hit it a couple times, use your impact, spin her off. Alright, then I can go up to the upper ball joint here. We need light. That works out, does it? Perfect. Alright, you're going to want to take this cotter pin out, right here. Alright, now I had a lot of trouble loosening that cotter pin up, so that's why it's not completely out. Get the cotter pin out, put it somewhere, you ain't going to lose it. That's a 17, oh by the way, that CV shaft nut, see that 1.25 inch socket fits it perfectly. 31 millimeter fit on it, but it was a little bit loose. This fit perfectly. This up here is a 17 millimeter, and if you'll bear with me, we'll get it loosened up, and I'll show you one of the easiest ways to separate the ball joint without ruining the boot. Because if you're going to reuse it, you don't want to go sticking a pickle fork in between it and beating the living shit out of it and rip up that boot, because then that ball joint will go bad very quickly. Alright, so you take a big hammer and you hit what the ball joint goes through. See that? Perfect. So then we'll come down here and we'll go to the brake caliper. Well, actually I already got this loose, but see that? I'll get a better light here. Spin that out. Take your small pry bar, stick it in this hole right here. That's between the caliper. That's inside the caliper, I should say, I'm sorry. Stick it in there and give that a little pry, and that'll loosen up your brakes enough where you can slide them up and off. Now if you can get that damn caliper to stay up there, get the brakes out, just take a pry bar. Now you want to start at the bottom, because up here, can you see that right there is a spring clip that keeps pressure pointing, pushing down on the brakes so that they don't wobble in there and bobble and make noise while you're driving. But you get your pry bar, spread them just a little bit. There's one, the other one just about fell out. There's the second one. Okay, now that you got that done, I'll flip the caliper back down. There's two bolts that hold this brake line on to the spindle. You want to get rid of them, because getting that brake line off will give you just a tiny bit of extra room you need to pry this down. Alright, now that's off. Then you want to get your strut bolt out, which I already took the nut off. Show you exactly where that's at. Okay, there's your strut. Upper ball joint, you come down, strut splits. Here's your CV shaft. Here's the bolt end. Now let me pound this through so I can show you the nut end. And right, wow, that's bright. There you go. Right here, this is where the nut goes. And that'll be, oops, it's hard doing this through a camera. That'll be right there. Spin that off with your impact or wrench, whatever you got. This nut is, I used an 11/16 on this. And then the bolt side is a 17mm. You're going to have to hold it because it will spin in there. And to get it out, I'm just going to, like I said, it's hard doing it through a camera. Give it a couple whacks over there to get it started through. Then over here, you can just pull it right out. And there's that. Now, whoops, fingers in the way. Now you got, you know, a good bit of movement in that. You can start separating your CV. And it looks like this one's been replaced before because they put a CV in it that has the agitator ring for ABS. But she wanted them both replaced, so I'm not arguing with her. That's money in my pocket. But this car is not equipped with ABS. And you can tell that because it has no ABS wire on it coming down to this hub. So let's try to push this shaft out of here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it and film at the same time, but see the front there, you're loose. So you pry this down as far as possible. Get your pry bar in between here and here. Give that a good pry, which it's not budging at all for some reason. So we'll try some different areas here. Where are we at? Where's the pry bar? And there we go. It's not the whole way out, but it's damn close. And I'm going to have to do the rest of this off camera, but I'll show you how I take the other end out too. Alright, the front side of that's out. So your splines look good. We're going to go underneath now and get it out of the back side. Get some of this crap out of the way. See if I can even actually film this. Alright, I need more light. There we go. Okay. Well, it's going to be hard to hold this camera and do this. Right here. This is where that CV goes into your transmission, final drive, whatever the hell you want to call it. Take a pry bar, jam it in between, and that's it. You just pop it out. And there you go. Then you just yank it the rest of the way out. See if it comes right out. No, I gotta pry some more. Oh, it's almost there. What's the problem? There we go. Oh, you didn't get any of that, did you? I ain't doing it again. And that's one CV shaft removed. Take it over to the bench. Compare it to the new one. Now I have footage of the other side, which that CV shaft was 100% bad. Both boots were ripped. I'll splice all that footage in with this footage, but you always do want to, excuse me, do a comparison too of, yeah, they're the same length, they look the same. Yeah, there's going to be a little differences here and there because they're aftermarket. Your ABS rings in the old one, make sure that does not stay inside the transmission, and make sure that the new one comes with it. I believe I explained all this in the previous footage on the other side. Like I said, I'll splice all that crap together. And let's take this new one over. We'll get her put in. And I get this pretty close to lined up. I'll turn the camera back on and show you guys. Right, here's the new shaft. I'm getting ready to stab it into the transmission. Please forgive me, but this is really hard to do with one stinking hand. So you get it up there, slides right in. You gotta line up your splines. Then we'll go to the other side and give it a little tap, because this is what your seal rides on. This right here is your seal. You want that in the whole way, and then you want that ABS ring to lock into place on the other side of the splines that are internal to this transmission. And I'll give that a tap with a rubber mallet over here and make sure it goes in. Alright, there we go. Hopefully you guys can see this, because I actually have the camera laying on my knee. And we're in. Excellent. We'll spin this nut off of here. It's got pretty tight. Okay. And we need to get the strut back over top of the CV. And that's going to be really hard. I don't know if I'll be able to film this. Let's see. Without ripping up the boot. That's the main thing. There we go. So there, that wasn't so bad. Now, we just try to line that up the best we can. Get her like that. And get in a good position here. Oh, I can't wait to get a damn lift. It'll be awesome. There's your CV. What you're gonna do is this will work out. We're going to put a little forward pressure on it. Try to, anyhow. And twist this hub until the CV goes in, and it just went in. And then there you go. See it coming through? See, it's through a little bit. We'll get her through more. And put our new nut on. Crank her down with the impact. Alright, now you can see this keyway right here. You want to put a chisel right here and smash that. Now, I'm going to put you back on my knee here. And hopefully, you guys can see this. I'm not using a chisel, I'm using a snap-on pry bar. They're guaranteed for life. Whoops. It's a different snap-on pry bar. There we go. See how it's dimpling in real nice and easy? And there you go. That is now locked into place. That CV is not going to go anywhere. And let me get the rest of this crap put back together, and I will show you how to replace the brake pads on this side. See you then.